Now, one of the things that we know about Nio in Europe and other Chinese EV makers is that last year, as of October, Europe imposed tariffs onto EV stocks like Nio. Nio got around 20.8 more tariffs onto their existing 10%, which is something that is not good. There has been some back and forth between the European Commission and China with regards to this tariff increase that came last year, and no solution has been brought to the table as yet, though we've been reading also some news saying that the breakthrough is coming. Nothing has been done as yet. And today, the reason why I'm taking you back there, we just started the scene on the screen that Nio Executive is now the chairman of the new working group to promote EU-China cooperation. This is something that we are reading to say that Nio's executive has been nominated as the chairman that will be the one to promote China-EU cooperations, because as it stands, like I said, the tariffs are still there, and seeing that Nio executive has been elected as the chairman for this group, it is always exciting. It's always pretty good, because Nio, like I said, it is the company that is globally recognized. It's not just only in China, but its technology has went through each and every corner of this earth, I would believe, has went all over the world, and people know about this company. Though it's not yet profitable, people look forward to where Nio could be headed in the near future, and to know that Nio is going to lead, or Nio executive has been elected as the chairperson of going to address this tariff situation between China and Europe. It is always good to see that Nio executive has been elected. I mean, though it does not talk much because people voted for him, it's because that maybe he has been doing some work. He has been fighting for the tariffs to come down, because that is the same sentiment that the CEO of Nio has been saying, to say that let there be fair competition, because this tariff one will bring harm into Chinese EV companies like Nio. This is good news. The China Chamber of Commerce to the EU announced the establishment of the automotive working group on February 18 during China-Portugal China-EU Cooperation Development Forum held in Lisbon, Portugal, in a bid to strengthen cooperation between Chinese and European automakers. Nio Europe Vice President Zhang Hui was appointed by this automotive working group, and this group will be working to establish a platform for communication and collaboration between Chinese automakers in Europe, promote their interest into Europe, and strengthen their ties between them and local partners. The working group will be an important platform for the Chinese automakers to voice their concerns, facilitate communications, and strengthen cooperations both internally and externally in Europe. And this is what the newly elected chairman said in the inauguration ceremony that took place yesterday. I mean, like I said, there are issues of tariffs, and these tariffs have not been good for Chinese EV makers, because in terms of these Chinese EV car makers to export to Europe, I mean, the total number of exports that China now in the vehicle market are exporting to Europe, I'm quite certain that they've dropped simply because of the tariff increase that came into play last year in October. And this is not a good thing. This is not something that we want to see. I think there should be some agreement between the two parties, so that at least companies like Nio can still find themselves selling their cars into Europe. I mean, in Nio, you will know that this year they have already announced that their Firefly sub-brand and Onvo sub-brand will also be added into Europe. But Firefly, it is one model that is expected to do well or perform way better in Europe than in China because of its competitiveness, because usually small cars also do very well in the European market, which, knowing that it will also be heading there, hopefully it unlocks quite a number of sales there for Nio too. Now, Norway, on the other hand, though it falls under Europe, Norway is a standalone. They are not part of this European Commission that impose tariffs onto EVs or Chinese EVs like Nio. So Nio can still sell well in Europe, which is why we have been seeing the case of Nio doing well in Norway. Norway does not engage or is not engaging themselves with this tariff increase, which is a very good thing, and that is the reason why even Firefly will be first launched or will be first delivered in Norway, because Norway there are not much issues of tariffs, and I think Nio can be doing a good job there. as they wait for a broader solution of the entire European market to be achieved. So yeah, man, this is what we are reading, this is what we are seeing. I mean, there's been back and forth. EU imposed tariffs, China has also been retaliating on some of these things, and yeah, it's just something that I think a lot of the investors, especially new investors, were forgotten about, but it's still there. There's no solution yet on that situation. We are still expecting the solution to come at a later stage, and hopefully it comes. Hopefully we get to see that both parties are resolving the issues they have, and this newly appointed Nio executive, I hope he does a good job, and there is some pretty good solid cooperation between the two parties, which will make companies like Nio to flourish. So it's good, man, to see that Nio executive in Europe has been nominated as the chairperson for representing China when it comes to the cooperations, when it comes to the EU-China relations, which is something that is good, and hopefully things get better with time, or things improve with time. Otherwise, with all that, I give you this quick updates. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. I make tons and tons of new videos, and all I ask for you is to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, because Nio is a company that is expected to do very well. That's all from me, and God bless you all.